I've been waiting for this movie for like a million years. I saw it, I loved it, and I love this cake. So let's get started. The first thing we're gonna work with is some gum paste. We're gonna be making a gum paste sail. And I created a sail using some parchment paper and Google search. I just searched for Moana's boat and then cut out what the sail looked like. There was one major difference. Bottom of the sail, I created this very large rectangular piece because this is a part of the sail that we're going to plunge into the cake to make sure that it stays up. I placed it on top of my gum paste and then using a very sharp knife, I just cut out the shape. Then I flattened out the edges to make it look like it was really thin, even though this piece of gum paste wasn't thin at all. I almost never work with gum paste, so I was scared about this collapsing. Then I just took some fondant tools and gave it some texture to make it look like cloth. Now I wanted this to look like it was moving like the wind, you know? So I took my gum paste sail and then I placed it on top of two dowels to make it look more curved. Sails aren't like this. Sails are like this. Yeah? That's what you want. Now I rolled out some red fondant into a string and then created the Moana swirl. It looks like this. This is what it looks like. You see it? You see it? Applied that using a little bit of water and then I just pushed it in so that it looked like it was a part of the fabric. And you want this to sit for about 3 days? Just so it gets super hard. After my sail had crusted, I dipped the bottom of the sail into some melted white chocolate. If your gum paste touches your cake, it'll absorb moisture and then it'll collapse. The white chocolate acts like a barrier so that doesn't happen. Place it onto a piece of parchment paper and just set it aside. Now we can work on the cake. So I took some white cake and I colored it with some sky blue food coloring. The ocean is filled with different colored blues. So I separated some of the batter. I added some more sky blue as well as some royal blue food coloring. Then in my 10-inch cake pan, I marbled them together with some sprinkles to get an ocean effect. You probably don't want to put the sprinkles. When I took the cakes out of the oven, the sprinkles all sort of disappeared, so it's kind of a waste, but they will find their place at the end. Now initially I made 2 cakes, but the ocean has no height whatsoever, so I decided to just make it 1 cake. I used 2 boxes of cake for this 1 cake pan, and then I divided it up into 2 layers. Now for this cake you are going to need buttercream, but you're also going to need 30 ounces of piping gel. If you don't know what piping gel is, it's like when, you know when somebody writes happy birthday in red on the cake? The red happy birthday is piping gel. I just learned that, so I was really excited to use this. I took clear piping gel and I dyed it with some sky blue food coloring. Mixed it all up and then placed it into a pastry bag along with my buttercream. Now I took my first layer of cake and I swirled in some buttercream. Then I swirled on some of my piping gel. With an offset spatula, I just marbled them together to make it look like when waves crash, you know, and it's like That's the best impression I can do right now. And on went my next layer of cake as well as a crumb coat. Then I placed it into my fridge for about 30 minutes just so the whole thing could solidify a little bit more. I took it out and then put on a second and final coat of buttercream. So applied it on very loosely, just making sure I was covering everything. Then I made the sides really smooth with my offset spatula. But I wanted the top to look like different depths of the ocean. To achieve that, I just made it so that the icing wasn't flat at all. When you apply the piping gel to the different heights of buttercream, it looks like some parts are shallow and some parts are like deep ocean, and I love that. This was something I've never done before and it looked spectacular. It was so pretty. And I worked my way down the sides of the cake and just made it as smooth as I possibly could. So the last things we need for this cake are graham crackers and some wafer rolls. And I took a serrated knife and just sawed them into very long pieces. Now these pieces are going to break, but that's great because you want to just line them on the bottom of the cake. And you want to apply different lengths all the way around the cake. I don't know what this is exactly. I just wanted it to look islandy. Yeah, almost like, I don't know. Now we're going to take these Pepperidge Farms. Sponsor me. So these are just wafers that have chocolate in the middle, and this one has hazelnut. We're gonna use these to create our boat. First, you're gonna take one and you're gonna cut a little triangle out of it. Probably gonna have to do this a couple times because this little triangle breaks so easily. Once you've got your perfect shape, you're going to build on that. You just want an even triangle that's made up of 4 wafer sizes. Once you've got that done, you're going to do it again for the back of the boat. Sorry, I got distracted. Now I'm just eating. And you want your boat to be about 5 wafers wide and about 8 inches long. To do that, I had to cut some of the wafer off to meet the inch requirement. You're also going to need 1 whole one and then 2 to hold it onto the boat. You know the little thing that's on the side of the boat? What is it called? Because I've been calling it the stabilizer since it keeps the boat from turning over. Does anyone know? I could Google it. I mean, I could Google it, but I won't. So 1 for the stabilizer and then 2 to connect them to the boat. I just remember that you're gonna need a place for the sail. So I took one of my wafers and I just cut it down so I had enough room for the bottom of the sail. Then I assembled my entire boat to make sure that it would be perfect for my cake. This was really, really cool. I was actually going to make a more complicated boat, but then I got lazy. But I also realized that the simpler it is, the more easy it is for you guys to replicate. If you haven't seen the Moana movie yet, then go watch it. It is a great adventure movie. I wasn't expecting that. And spoiler alert, her parents don't die. In almost every Disney movie, it's like the main character has 1 parent or no parents. And this one has 2. If you don't want to do this whole piping gel business, then just use blue icing. But this effect is definitely worth it. The star of this entire cake is the water technique. It looks like the ocean. It's crazy. That's crazy. If you're looking to throw a Moana birthday party, then homie, I got you covered. I've got cakes, I've got doll cakes, I've got cupcakes and treats and cookies. I'm like a Moana dealer. It's all there for you in the description box and my YouTube channel. And remember, this is only part of the story. If you want to see my cake process in real time or everything that I'm currently working on, then head over to my Instagram and my Facebook and you will see it there. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will see you very soon. Bye.